The unspoken language of pleasure. What women truly wish men knew. How much do you think you truly know about the female orgasm? If you're like most men, the honest answer is probably not a lot. This isn't your fault. It's not something they teach you in school, and it's certainly not something most men talk about with any real depth or understanding. The topic is often shrouded in mystery, myth, or worse, treated like a scoreboard in a game you were never taught the rules to. And that is why in this video, we are going to change that. I'm going to give you a masterclass not just on the mechanics of the female orgasm, but on the philosophy of pleasure, presence, and connection that makes it possible. We will cover what an orgasm actually is, how to tell if she's had one, the common types she can experience, and how to become the kind of man who creates the space for them to happen naturally. And at the end, I will share with you the fundamental Stoic secret for giving a woman more pleasure, more consistently. It's a shift in mindset that will make you a better lover than 99% of men out there, turning you into a source of connection she will want to return to again and again. That said, let's begin. My name is Dr. Marcus, and consider me your personal advisor on the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern attraction. Before we discuss the types of orgasms, we must first reframe our entire approach. The Stoics, like the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, spoke of sympathia, the idea that all things in the universe are interconnected, woven together in a single, beautiful tapestry. A woman's body, and indeed the act of lovemaking itself, is a perfect example of this. It is not a machine with a series of buttons to be pushed in the right order. It is a holistic, interconnected system of mind, body, and spirit. To approach her with a cold, mechanical, goal-oriented mindset, I must achieve X, Y, and Z, is to miss the point entirely. The goal is not to conquer a summit. The goal is to explore a beautiful, mysterious landscape together. So, what is an orgasm, really, from this perspective? While there's no single, universally agreed upon definition, the way many instinctively think of it is as the peak expression of shared pleasure. A powerful, pleasurable release of built-up sexual and emotional tension. For men, this release is typically accompanied by ejaculation and a spike in heart rate. For women, the physical signs are often more internal. The muscles in her vagina and lower belly contract in beautiful, rhythmic waves. Her heart rate and breathing quicken. And yes, on some occasions, she might ejaculate a clear fluid as well, an experience often called squirting. This journey to release can be seen in 4 stages. First, excitement. This is the beginning of the journey, when she starts to feel turned on. Her nipples might harden, and her body begins to produce lubrication, preparing itself for pleasure. Second, the plateau. Here, the sexual excitement intensifies. Her genitals become far more sensitive, and she feels strong waves of pleasure beginning to radiate through her body. This is a critical stage of building tension. Third, climax. Her body reaches a point of no return. There is an overwhelming buildup of energy that results in a deep, body-wide sensation of pleasure and profound release. And fourth, resolution. After the peak, her body relaxes and recovers. Her genitals return to their usual state, and she is often filled with a feeling of contentment, sleepiness, and deep relaxation. Unlike many men, women don't always have a mandatory recovery period. This means, with continued and welcome stimulation, they are physically capable of having multiple orgasms, climbing peak after peak. This doesn't mean she always wants to, but her body holds that potential. Now, instead of just listing the types of orgasms like a dry textbook, let's group them under the philosophical principles that make them possible. Principle 1. The art of attentive presence, the clitoral orgasm. The clitoris is, mechanically speaking, the epicenter of female pleasure. It's a small tissue on the outside of the vulva, but its structure extends deep inside the body. It contains millions of sensitive nerve endings, making it the most reliable pleasure button on a woman's body. Direct or indirect stimulation here increases blood flow and builds an intense need for orgasmic release. But to a man practicing the art of connection, the clitoris represents something more profound. It represents the importance of presence over penetration. Western culture has created a narrative that real sex is penis in vagina intercourse. Anything else is just foreplay, a prelude to the main event. This is a fundamentally flawed, goal-oriented view that is the source of immense frustration for women. The man of presence understands that the process is the main event. The journey is the destination. He sees the clitoris not as a button to be mashed, but as a delicate instrument to be played with skill, attention, and patience. He understands that for the vast majority of women, clitoral stimulation is not optional for orgasm. It is essential. To focus on this area is to focus on her direct, observable pleasure. It is an act of generous, attentive presence. Think of a master musician playing a rare violin. He doesn't just saw away at it. He listens to its unique resonance. He pays attention to how it responds to different pressures, different speeds. He is in a constant feedback loop, adjusting his technique based on the beautiful sounds he is co-creating. This is the mindset you must adopt. Pay attention. Watch her body. Listen to her breathing. Does she press into your touch? Does her breathing quicken? These are the notes the instrument is playing back to you. Your job is to listen and respond. When you focus your energy on her external pleasure, without the desperate need to get inside, you are communicating something powerful. You are saying, "Your pleasure is my priority. I am not here just to satisfy my own urges. I am here to explore and worship you." This patient, attentive focus melts away her anxiety and allows her to fully inhabit her body and her pleasure. Principle 2. The spirit of curious exploration. The vaginal deeper orgasms. Beyond the clitoris lies a vast and varied internal landscape. Most men have heard of the G-spot, a spongy area of nerve endings, about 1 to 2 inches inside the upper vaginal wall. But there are also other pleasure zones deeper inside, like the A-spot and C-spot. Furthermore, even anal play can lead to orgasm through the indirect stimulation of nerves connected to the vagina and clitoris. The common mistake is to see these spots as targets on a map. Men hear G-spot, and they go searching for it with a determined, mechanical focus, as if they're trying to find a stud in a wall. This energy is clinical and disconnected. The man of presence and connection adopts a different frame, that of the curious explorer. Think of the great explorers of history, like Marco Polo traveling the Silk Road. He didn't just rush from one point to another. He lingered. He observed the local customs. He learned the language. He appreciated the unique texture of each new place he discovered. The journey itself was the reward. You must become a Marco Polo of her inner world. You understand that while penetration can be pleasurable, your fingers are often the more precise and effective tools for exploration. You can change pressure, angle, and rhythm in ways that are simply not possible with intercourse alone. You approach her body not with a map and a mission, but with curiosity and a question. What feels good to you right now? You understand that her body is different every single day. What worked yesterday might not work today. Your job is not to execute a pre-planned routine, but to be a responsive, attentive explorer. You can say things like, "Show me what you like," or "Does this feel good? What about this?" You turn it into a shared exploration, a game you are playing together. This removes all the pressure. You are not a performer trying to hit the right notes. You are two partners discovering a new world together. This mindset of exploration honors the fact that every woman is unique. There is no one-size-fits-all technique. By being a curious, humble, and attentive explorer, you give her the gift of showing you her unique map of pleasure. Principle 3. The power of interconnectedness, the blended holistic orgasm. The most intense and mind-melting orgasms often happen when more than one erogenous zone is stimulated at the same time. The most common combination is simultaneous G-spot and clitoral stimulation, which can create an overwhelming wave of pleasure. But this blended orgasm points to a deeper truth, the one we started with: sympathia, or interconnectedness. Her body is not a collection of separate parts. The nerve endings in her nipples are connected to the pleasure centers in her brain, which is why nipple stimulation alone can sometimes trigger a full-body orgasm. The muscles of her pelvic floor connect her entire core, her mind, her sense of safety, her emotional state. It is all one unified system. The man who understands this graduates from being a technician to being an artist. He knows that a kiss on the neck, a massage of her hands, the stimulation of her breasts, these are not just foreplay. They are part of the symphony. Each touch builds upon the last, creating a cascade of pleasure that resonates through her entire being. He understands that a squirting orgasm, which is the release of a clear fluid during intense pleasure, is not a goal to be achieved. It's a potential outcome of deep G-spot stimulation and total relaxation. But not all women do it, and its absence means nothing about the quality of her pleasure. To fixate on it is to fall back into the trap of goal-oriented thinking. The artist of connection sees her body and her pleasure as a whole. He is painting on a full canvas, using all the colors, creating a masterpiece of shared experience. The Stoic secret: replace expectation with attention. Now that you understand the landscape, let's talk about the single most important secret to helping a woman experience more pleasure, more consistently. If you can truly internalize this one shift in mindset, you will become a better lover than 99% of men. The secret is this: stop trying so hard. Replace expectation with attention. When you are overly focused on the goal of making her orgasm, it puts an immense pressure on both of you. You get stuck in your head. You start asking, "Am I doing this right? Is she liking this? Why isn't it happening yet?" You doubt yourself, you stiffen up, and your confidence evaporates. She senses this pressure. She feels like she is being evaluated, like she has to perform and produce an orgasm for you. This makes it infinitely harder for her to relax, let go, and actually enjoy the moment. This is where the most practical Stoic principle comes into play: the dichotomy of control. The Stoics taught that we must separate what we can control from what we cannot. You cannot control whether she has an orgasm. That is external to you. It depends on her body, her mind, her stress levels, 1,000 factors outside your command. What can you control? Your presence, your attention, your generosity, your listening, your touch, your willingness to explore. By focusing only on what you can control, the quality of your actions in the present moment, you liberate yourself from the anxiety of the outcome. You stop trying to make something happen and instead focus on the beautiful process of sharing pleasure. A woman does not need to orgasm every single time to enjoy being with you. As long as you are present, connected, and generously sharing pleasure, she will have a wonderful bonding experience. Paradoxically, when you take the focus off the orgasm itself, it allows her the mental and emotional freedom to be fully in the moment, which dramatically increases the chance she'll reach climax naturally and powerfully. Furthermore, remember that her arousal begins long before you ever touch her. The more turned on she is mentally and emotionally, the more likely her body is to follow. This means building sexual tension beforehand. It means flirting. It means having charged, playful conversations instead of mundane small talk. Flirting is verbal foreplay. It gets her mind engaged and her body ready. So remember the Stoic path. The goal is not to chase the orgasm. The goal is to share pleasure, to experience connection, and to be an attentive, present, and generous partner. When you do this, when you replace expectation with attention, orgasms cease to be a stressful goal to be achieved. They become a natural, beautiful, and frequent byproduct of true connection. If you found this approach eye-opening and want more real-world advice on building unshakable confidence and mastering the art of attraction through timeless wisdom, make sure you subscribe to our channel now. You won't want to miss the insights that will keep you on the path of becoming the man you were meant to be. Until next time, be present, be patient, and be a student of connection.